The mission of the museum hasn't changed. It is both to bring Jews closer to their Jewish identity and also to inspire in others the kind of amazing role of being an immigrant or a new American or part of an immigrant community here in America, and through the lens of the Jewish experience, what that can mean. These were stories of people choosing to leave their homelands and everything they knew, even if things there were really terrible. The decision to pick up and leave is still incredibly brave. To perhaps leave families, businesses, homes behind, don't know the language, don't have good familial or collegial connections, and really create something from nothing. Imagine what life can be like in a new place. I feel like we can kind of talk across lots of different demographics and ethnicities. That being said, I think we locate the things within the exhibition that are going to have resonance for certain communities. You know, I know there are a lot of people who walk into the beginning, our fourth floor, and when they see the family tree of early Jewish families in America, are very shocked to see, for example, the Lopez's, who have a very prominent role. And so we try to find in the exhibition those places that are going to have the most resonance and the most obvious connections to some of these other ethnic groups. But the other thing is you just never know what's going to strike someone when they get in there, and finding connections to their own history and their own past that you wouldn't necessarily know by knowing their name and where they come from and what neighborhood they live in now, let's say.
Currently, we're building upon partnerships with other community groups. I think that brings in people who are finding, as Ivy said before, the universal experiences that we've all encountered. There may be different names, there may be different situations, but at a certain point there are similar experiences and similar feelings and similar ways of understanding what we've gone through, and that ultimately together we've got to figure out where we're going. We have to work together. We need to understand one another. Actually, our next program is a Latino concert, which we're very excited about. For a long time, people have wanted to explore this history between Judíos and Latinos, the Spanish-Portuguese connection. And as Ivy said, in the first few galleries, you're presented with a history that you might not expect when you come into the museum. The oldest Jewish house in America is the Gomez house. You have the Enriquez family, and there's still folks from that family, descendants of that family here in Philadelphia that were members of Congregation Mikveh Israel, the Spanish-Portuguese synagogue, and they still have Spanish and Portuguese in their service. There's a Sephardi film festival that's held. There are a lot of connections. Some people are aware of, some people not. And then of course people are discovering what they believe to be Jewish roots, particularly in the Latino community going back 500 years. And that's throughout this country, particularly in the Southwest, but even in Philadelphia I've come across a number of people who have certain customs, certain traditions, certain feelings. There are a number of ways in which we're exploring these connections and excited about how we can grow with our neighbors.